Now this is when I knew I was in a bad neighborhood. You only see this in the worst neighborhoods. Remember, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I look out the window. It was a baby standing on a corner. Look at this. And the baby didn't even look scared. He was just standing there. I mean, it made me sad really. You know, because I wanted to help the baby. I was like, I don't trust you either. I'm sorry. Click. Click. The old baby on the corner trick, eh? You're not gonna fall for that shit.
Listen, baby Katt Williams is hilarious. Hey yo, thanks for tuning into The Source, your source for celebrity news. Check this out. The other day, Jason Lee was doing an interview with Candace Owens. And during the interview, Jason Lee brought up that one time when T.I. totally devoured Candace in a debate. Source, can we please see that clip?
I haven't even finished the sentence. How am I making a sentence?
Now, when talking about that moment, Candace Owens says that T.I. is a total fraud because he wasn't talking that same yang behind stage. As a matter of fact, she says that T.I. is mad two-faced and that he's really a conservative who was just putting on a show for the cameras.
Such a scam artist. You guys have no idea.
Who, T.I.?
Yeah, he's like, the whole thing's an act. Like, he is literally just a whole op. I have no respect for him because he's just a whole op. T.I. and I had whole conversations before we got on that stage, and he's basically conservative. Kanye put me in touch with T.I. We talked about stuff. And he was like, yeah, I agree on this, blah, blah, blah. I just can't get behind Trump.
But so y'all didn't seem to agree at all when you got on the camera.
He turned, as soon as we got in front of cameras, it was a show.
But you handled it. You handled it well.
Yeah, because I don't like frauds.
But were you prepared for it to flip like that?
Mm-mm.
That was a good one.
Yeah, he's.
I thought you held your. I mean, it seemed a little performative.
He was being very performative.
Yeah, but I do like Killer Mike.
Killer Mike's excellent. Behind the scenes, front of the scenes, same person.
Okay, so T.I. has yet to respond to Candace Owens calling him a total fraud, but I have a feeling that if T.I. were to respond to Candace, it would sound a little something like this.
First of all, we must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection. If I may retain my liquids here for one moment, I'd like to continue the redundance of my quote-unquote intestinal tract, see, because to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumcise the revelation that reflects the aphrodisiac symptoms which now perpetrates the jerk.
Nah, but for real, here's the thing. I don't think that T.I.'s a fraud at all. But what I don't think that Candace understands is that everybody in the US of A doesn't slide 100% to the right or slide 100% to the left. So it is quite possible that she was having a conversation with T.I. behind the scenes and he may have agreed with her on a few things. But that doesn't mean that he agrees with her on everything. And it certainly doesn't make him a fraud. Because what a lot of people don't understand because of the State of the Union right now is that a lot of politics is actually propagandized. But it does not reflect the real sentiments of the people in the US. Because if you really look at it, a lot of people in the US don't lean to the far right or to the far left. As a matter of fact, the majority of people in the US actually fall somewhere in the middle. And I think that it's safe to assume that T.I. might be a little bit like me, which means you can't have a 15-minute conversation with me and then walk away thinking that you understand my whole political ideology. It's impossible because my brain is complex. And if you ask me about one thing, I might lean a little left. But then if you ask me about something else, I might be totally conservative. Not red hat conservative, but conservative. Listen, let me know down below. What do you think about Candace Owens saying that T.I. is a two-faced undercover conservative who says one thing behind the scenes, but then when he gets on stage, he plays like he's a liberal for the crowd and the cameras? Let me know what you think about that in the comments, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, let me know, do you consider yourself to be 100% red or 100% blue? Or, on most days, are you a very lovely shade of purple? Let me know in the comments. And really quick, let me share this clip. It's not a new clip, but I saw it and I wanted to show it to you. Because this clip reminded me of how talented our young kids are, but we really have to take the time to foster and nurture their gifts. Watch this.
Nephew, tell them what you made this shoe out of.
Cardboard and tape and just shoe strings.
How long did it take you to make it?
3 days.
And you made a whole shoe. Can you fit it?
Yes.
Let me see. He made this out of cardboard and tape. Y'all heard him.
Wow.
Hey. Yo, weirdo.
This man is crazy. Cardboard shoes with tape. But where these kids come up with these ideas these days?
Look, this might be the next designer right before your very eyes. When you have kids with gift like this at that type of age, hell, any age, especially that age, man, you better take all your money damn near and invest it in that baby. Like how y'all go out and y'all buy all these Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Prada, you know, all these different name brands from people who don't even really look like you. And I'm talking to my folks, to be honest. Man, look here. When you got a little one in your house that's making his own shoe out of cardboard and tape, and them jokers look like high cardboard forces. I got some Air Forces in my closet that look just like that. It's cardboard forces, dead serious. I wish I could go to my closet and pull it out real quick, but them look like some high top forces, bro, for real. That is absolute talent. It's not even talent, that is gift. And God bless that young man. God bless that young man and his future. You know, that's why I say, man, don't play about these babies, man. You never know what these babies possess. You never know what they're going to end up turning out to be. And, you know, I don't know who's around him, who's teaching him stuff, but I'm going to just say salute to them as well. Because he doesn't seem like, you can't be, I don't want to say off, but you can't be a child that's off and doing stuff like that. There's no way in the world, bro.
Let me tell you something, that right there is where you gotta catch them. Because when they come out and they show you the cardboard sneakers with the tape and they're mad proud, that's when you have to turn around and you gotta find them some sort of apprenticeship with somebody who makes shoes and sneakers. Because if you do that, you almost guarantee yourself that that young boy will never ever be out on the streets selling drugs. So as adults, we gotta really pay attention to the gifts and talents that our kids have. And once we see those gifts and talents, we have to do everything within our power to foster and nurture those gifts. I gotta tell you, if that was my nephew and he walked out with the cardboard sneakers with the tape, I would be on the phone with Nike right now like, yo, do you guys have a summer program? And speaking about summer programs, I want to give a shout out to this dude. Even though I don't know his name, I just want to get his face out there. Because this dude was like, Cuff a summer program, I'm about to get out on this street and I'm going to teach all of the kids in my neighborhood the life skills that they need right where they're at.
Dipstick, when you pull it all the way out, when you wipe it off, it showed you how much oil is in the vehicle. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Even though this vehicle is full with oil, the oil, it's time for it to be changed. You understand?
Yes, sir.
So if you look at the car, if you look for your engine oil symbol, what symbol we looking for?
The engine oil symbol.
What symbol?
Engine oil symbol.
All right, so we look at the engine oil symbol. Look at this cap right here. I'm gonna take it off, right?
Yes, sir.
What does this cap say right here?
OW20.
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 If you go look at most of your cars are gonna show you on the top what type of oil it uses. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Because you don't want to use the wrong type of oil. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So what we gonna find the type of oil?
OW20.
All right, so we're gonna find it on the cap, right?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna find it on the engine oil cap. Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right, so anyway, where we gonna find the type of oil at? On the where?
Engine oil cap.
Where we gonna find it?
Engine oil cap.
The engine oil cap. We good?
Yes, sir.
You know what I love about this? Not only is that man out on the block teaching these kids a skill set that can make them a whole lot of money in the future, but he's also teaching them a set of skills that's going to save them money. Because none of these kids are ever going to have to go to Jiffy Lube or Pep Boys in the future for an oil change. And he's right there on the block giving all of these kids this valuable information for free. See, this right here is what we need a whole lot more of. So shout out to him. See, you gotta teach these kids, because if you remember, we used to learn valuable life skills. They used to have us up in the gym, climbing up a rope with nothing but 2 inches of mat beneath us to save us. Now, of course, our backs could have been all jacked up and cracked up, but at least we know, if worse comes to worse, we can shimmy up a rope and escape danger. Now, check this out. The other day, Mase and Cam were doing their show, and Mase sorta is like stuck between a rock and a hard place, and he's trying to figure some things out. So, he asked the fans, what do you guys think? Do you believe that he should go ahead and attend the Diddy trial?
I wouldn't put it out to the fans. I'll let the fans vote on it. Unless you want to vote on it, Killer. They're asking me to come to the Diddy trial. You think I should go this week?
It's up to you. I don't know your relationship.
No.
What is your relationship?
Why you gotta use relationship as a word?
I mean, that's what it is. I don't know what else you want me to say. How y'all cool or not cool? I don't know what else you want me to say.
Nah, just a few people reached out to me, asked me, was I going out? I was trying to figure out a way I could go at least a day.
Why you ain't go to the MTV Lifetime Achievement Award when he won that? Because I see his son performing all your parts on the song. Why you didn't go to that?
Why you can't answer the question?
What's the question? Am I going?
Yeah.
I'll go with you. If you going, I'm going. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you. If you going, I'm gonna go with you.
Yeah.
Just me randomly going? Nah, I ain't going by myself. If you gonna go, then yeah, I go with you.
Stat, why you laughing, Stat?
Because that was a funny question. I'm a hush.
Which question?
The Lifetime Achievement Award. When people are up, you gotta.
No, the reason I asked because they performed all the songs that Mase did, and it wasn't Mase.
I know. I seen it. That's a great question.
How do you feel about that? Now I think about when somebody else weird they had to the back, dressed like you, and start spinning around on stage.
I think it's flattering.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Because I remember years ago.
It's a good thing.
I remember years ago when he was on the first tour. I don't remember the first tour. I'm talking about the first Bad Boy tour that I remember. And you and Puff was going through a little bit of thing, and you boycotted part of the tour. I remember you was like, ain't paying. I ain't going, and you really ain't go. And Jada Kiss had to be you one show and do everything that you was doing. From what I heard about that story, we wasn't there. I was with you on the boycott. What do you think about that?
Man, you gotta get paid, man. You gotta get paid.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it. I was just referring to the fact that somebody else really be you doing the spin and that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, one time Lil C's did it.
Yeah. Nah, because I'm trying to figure me, who think they, no disrespect to these, especially Kiss, that's my brother, or C's and none of that.
Yeah.
I just be thinking about me why is up there, who talked into this? They can't talk me into yo, just be Mase tonight. Yo, I'm telling you, it's gonna go all right. If you be Mase, we'll kill him. I can't, I don't know. I don't know what that check is like.
Oh my goodness, Cameron's off the hook. But what do you guys think? Should Mason better go ahead and attend the Diddy trial? Listen, I have a feeling that P. Diddy's trial is going to be more intriguing than the OJ trial ever was. And I can tell you, if that mess was actually broadcast on TV, it would break all types of records. So, if I had a chance to go, I do think that I would go, because I have a feeling that nobody's ever going to really know what goes on in that courtroom unless you're actually there. And when his attorneys jump up and say some stupid-ish, like if the prophylactic doesn't fit, you must acquit, I would actually like to be in that courtroom to see the jury's expressions for myself. Alright, so the other day Trick Daddy was driving, and while he was driving, he started doing a video. And in the video, he started talking about some of these rappers and their entourages. And he said that if you're a friend of a celebrity or a rapper, and you go into the studio with your friend, that does not mean that you deserve to be or earn the right to be famous too.
Just because you're in the studio with a nigga when he record a hit record, that you don't supposed to get rich with that nigga. Just because your nigga blow up, you don't blow up with him. You stay down, you stay loyal, you play your part, you get paid for what you're doing. That's it. Until you get your own hit records, until you do your own legendary issue, that does not make you a legend. There's gonna be records that some artist wants to do that don't fit them. It's cool to sell that record. It's flawed to later on in life go around and claim, oh, that was my record, blah, 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 I'm the one, that was my idea. No, get paid for what you do. Get paid for what you work, and then go on about your business. What's wrong with you? That's just like me meeting a girl in high school that was skinny, and I tell her, man, you're gonna be bad when you grow up. Then she become 25 years old, the baddest bitch in Miami. I want to take responsibility for her being bad because I saw potential there. What the f*** is wrong with you? You do not blow up when I blow up. You don't ish when I eat. You do not get paid when I perform unless I pay you to perform with me. The f*** is wrong with you niggas?
Listen, you heard that, man. Just because you're hanging around somebody who's a star and you see some potentials with an S, or you were standing in the studio when they were making an album and you helped them out with a line or two, does not mean that you deserve to get rich too. And if you did offer a certain level of creative thought and you feel that you deserve to get paid, you need to discuss that up front. Look, Trick Daddy's not going to get an argument from me because I agree with what he just said 100%. But here's the difference. If I was a rapper and I just got a deal and I'm doing my thing and I'm blowing up, I wouldn't allow any of my friends or my family to just stand around me and watch me do my thing. Instead, I would be like, yo, don't y'all have some stuff that y'all need to be doing? Because my job is not your job. Don't you have a job? Go do your job and let me do mine. Because I don't even understand the concept of allowing a whole bunch of grown behind people stand around me watching me do my job. I mean, really, my first question would be, why in the world are you living vicariously through me? What would you be over there doing if I wasn't doing this? Why don't you go and do that? Now, with that being said, some rappers do actually need a few good people in their corner to talk some sense into them. Because the other day, Dave Blunt was performing for a crowd, and the majority of the crowd just so happened to be white people. And Dave Blunt had the nerve to tell the crowd that it was okay for them to yell out the N-word. And the craziest part is that white crowd was all too happy to get that pass.
I know in my music I say a lot of words that they tell me I shouldn't say or I can't say. But I want everybody to know, you come to my show, you get a free motherfucking N-word back. Now, when there's a song that has the N-word, I want you to scream that shit. Will you guys say the N-word with me tonight? Play that shit.
Oh my goodness, you know something? I'm embarrassed for him and them because white people shouldn't even want to say that word. But for all you white people who have hung around black people who have said that you have a pass to say the N-word, guess what? Today, I'm revoking it because it's not appropriate for you to say the word and you shouldn't even want to. Listen, I don't know a whole lot about Dave Blunt's music, but based on this video, I can tell you I don't want to know a whole lot about Dave Blunt's music. Why? Because I don't support this ish in any way, shape, or form. I don't know. First you got Kanye standing over there doing an interview with DJ Academics rocking a black leather KKK outfit, and now you got Dave Blunt performing in a room full of white people talking about he's giving them the N-pass. Listen, let me tell you something. These dudes are so pressed to be accepted that they will reject, neglect, and disrespect their own culture. And speaking about culture, the other day DJ Academics was talking and he said that he believes that Kendrick Lamar has ruined hip-hop. Watch this.
That's why I said Kendrick ruined hip hop, because ever since he came with that little battle energy, that's cool. Drake and Pusha T got into it. Niggas said Pusha T won. You know what happened? Niggas moved on, and we just kept getting hits. This nigga been like, we've been frozen in May 2024 for a year. Nobody wants to drop music because you're watching the guys at the top just only focus on this beef that's a year old. I really think he ruined hip hop because of that.
No, academics, absolutely not. The only person stuck in 2024 is you, because Kendrick's out here granting wishes. Did you know that during his Minneapolis show, Kendrick Lamar looked out into the crowd and he saw a young girl? So he called her up on stage and told her that she could wish for whatever she wanted and he was going to grant her 3 wishes. So he picked the girl up, hugged her, and he asked her what she wanted. And do you know what this girl said? She said that her mother was in the hospital and one of her wishes was for Kendrick to accompany her to go see her mother. And guess what? After the show, Kendrick took that girl straight to the hospital to see her mother. So I shared that story to say that everybody else in the world seems to be pushing forward and doing things except for you and Drake. Anyhow, riddle me this. What in the world does Kendrick Lamar making a hit song about a year ago that basically knocked out Drake have anything to do with the current state of hip-hop? That makes no sense, because Kendrick Lamar has nothing to do with the fact that these other rappers are not out here making hit songs. And if there are any other rappers out there who are standing in the studio right now like, listen, I can't write and I can't rap because of what Kendrick did to Drake, then guess what? They don't need to be rapping. See, part of the problem is you have a whole bunch of these Drake stans, including DJ academics, who grew up during the Drake era, who firmly believe that hip-hop is based on 1 or 2 rappers. But it's absolutely not, which is the exact reason why Kendrick doesn't have the power to destroy hip-hop the same way that Drake didn't have the power to sustain hip-hop. Now, what Kendrick did do is break a cycle, because in case you didn't notice, for the last 15 years, ever since Drake came on the scene, these kids have basically been listening to the same song over and over and over again. Same beat, same hook, same cadences, basically the same song. So what Kendrick was able to do is break that cycle. And what dudes like DJ academics don't understand, because they're not really hip-hop heads, is that when one era ends, another one begins. So, no, Kendrick did not destroy hip-hop. He simply brought Drake's golden age to an end, which is all part of hip-hop, because if these sort of things didn't happen, we'd all still be over here listening to Curtis Blow, UTFO, and Roxanne. Listen, let me know what you think about everything that we discussed in today's video, and while you're down there leaving a comment, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video with your friends. Hey yo, thanks for tuning in to The Source, your source for celebrity news. Peace.